Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and we'll go right into this real quick. All right, just wanted to go into this lesson. All right, and before I do that, I'm gonna get a quick precept here. All right, because what's that? What's today? Tuesday, right? Tuesday, March 29th. All right, 2022, the year where Yahweh Bashem Yahushua turns up. Okay, and I believe was it 2 days ago or so. All right, you had this this distraction. All right, which I believe is a distraction. This whole so-called Oscar situation, and an Oscar is an award that's given to actors. So of course, understanding Esau, his mind games and psychological games, he will put two actors up there, to put on an act. All right, to show you, all right, to basically boost up ratings. Okay, because going into it, the Oscars, all right, they were saying that they were suffering the lowest viewership, all right, in history. All right, alongside pretty much everything else going on in Hollywood. All right, you got a whole lot of all-time lows, to the point where movies are not hitting theaters no more as much. Now they're going straight to, streaming platforms. Okay, so everything is basically shutting down. All right, the world that you used to know, all right, everything is just being shut down. All right, because we are at the end. Okay, just like every machine, at the end of the day, it gets turned off. Okay, and we're at the time of the end of the day of America. All right, the time of America's rulership, America's grand living, all right, is being brought to a low. Okay, and ultimately being decimated by this information known as the truth. Okay, and Esau's attempt, okay, to quell this truth is by, doing all these distractions and all these different things, demonization tactics, all right, and so on and so forth. All right, but we also understand, okay, that with all these distractions that's coming, there's something else that's being done in the back. Okay, you always have some type of covert activities going on. Okay, that is all to destroy, all right, the masses as a whole. Okay, and we, the men of the Lord, all right, pertaining to Ezekiel 3:17, the Lord has made us watchmen, all right, to watch over the nation of Israel and to give them warning. Okay, and part of the warning that we're giving our people, okay, and pretty much the whole entire world, is that the Lord is about to unleash holy hell, okay, in the form of calamities, like a time like never before, all right, at the behest of this so-called white man, Esau Edom. Okay, and when you actually scrutinize what they've done and what they plan to do, okay, with the DHS, the DOD, FBI, CIA, and so on and so forth, all right, they have some very sinister things, all right, planned for the American people. Okay, and I'll get a quick precept. There's a book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, and I have some this article here, which I highlighted just a few points, that I want to bring out. Okay, now we're going to go right into it real quick. Okay, so this is in a state of a national emergency or statewide emergency. What's going to be happening in case of, like, let's say we had an attack or something that was to go down, all right, an emergency. Like I said, certain things will change. Okay, and let's read this real quick. It says, we will shut down Hollywood completely, putting a moratorium on all media production until we are capable of establishing institutions which are capable of producing media which is in the line with our value system. Okay, so when they're saying that Hollywood will be shut down completely, that goes into your ability to watch these movies, all right, these shows, okay, everything that's being produced in the background and the scenes and so on and so forth is going to be shut down. Okay, and what they saying that is that what do they say? That the point here is that they're going to shut everything down and put moratorium on all media production until we are capable of establishing institutions which are capable of producing media which is in line with our value system. So that's that Amos 8:11 precept right there. Okay, the famine of the word, meaning once they shut this whole system down, which is in the works. All right, every day, you hear in all these so-called cyber attacks and all these different things, they're setting you up. Okay, they're setting everything up in place. All right, for that biometric system. Okay, ultimately the road, all right, that's leading to the MOTB. All right, so it says that the media is going to be in line with their value system. So if it's not being pushed by the mainstream, okay, selected mainstream media, then it can't be put out there. It'll be deemed misinformation, and we've heard that rhetoric. Okay, it says all broadcast systems will be nationalized immediately, and the television will only be allowed to show nature documentaries, right? Anything else which does not present a value system or value judgments and was not produced by Jews, along with state-authorized news. Radio stations will play classical music along with gospel and folk music, which was not produced by Jews. In other words, they're gonna push this feeling of tranquility in the midst of chaos. Okay, so people could just be knocked back to sleep. You've seen all hell breaking loose, but no, you can't watch it, you can't hear it, so you're just gonna be stuck in your own bubble, wondering what's next that the government is going to tell you to do. Okay, it says in the longer run, new video entertainment media may be produced, but significantly less than is being produced now, as we will aim for quality over quantity and have the decided goal of encouraging human beings to interact with one another in the real world rather than mindlessly absorbing video entertainment. Music and other true art that is in line with our value system will be encouraged and subsidized by the state. They said entertainment media on the internet will have a moratorium placed on it. All right, and we know what a moratorium is. As a matter of fact, let's just refresh our memory with that. Okay, because we just had the moratoriums for basically for the housing. All right, during the so-called pandemic. All right, they had moratoriums, which is basically legally legal suspension of any type of like obligation of payments. Okay, so your bills, your monthly bills are being put on hold or being postponed, or, being suspended, for a time period, but then it comes back. All right, so it's an authorization to a debtor to postpone due payment. So like we just said, okay, a postponement of your payment for a while, for a temporary, period, if you will. All right, so it says entertainment media on the internet will have a moratorium placed on it until we can come to a consensus on a way to regulate it, right? The internet service, so once the internet goes down, it's going to take a while for it to come back up. And once it comes back up, there's going to be new ways of interacting on the internet. It's not going to be like we have it now. You're going to need to show proof of identity. All right, you're going to have to go through a whole lot of biometric scanning and iris scanning and fingerprinting and all kinds of different things that you're going to have to give up. Okay, now they're saying terms and agreements. The terms and agreements is going to have to do with your identity. And if you can't prove your identity, then you're not going to be allowed on this new internet that they're going to set up. Okay, which is all part of the beast system. It says the internet service providers. So you have your AT&Ts, your Verizon, and all these different companies, right? Which will have been nationalized, right? Will be used to block significant amounts of content while not infringing on the communication capacity of individuals. All right, so how do they plan on doing that? They're going to come against who? The truth. Okay, the truth, the men of the Lord who are speaking the truth, right? The one thing they also plan to do, or in the time of this chaos that's coming, is the doing away of the churches, right? It says, though destructive forms of religion, those devised and advocated by the Jews, will be crushed entirely traditional religious practices will be encouraged by the state, with churches again taking a lead role in the organization of communities and the formation of community values. Okay, so the church is going to start coming in and involving themselves in people's day-to-day lives, right? And we know what the church stands for. It doesn't stand on any principles or morals that are in line with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. At least that we know. Okay, it says churches which meet the doctrinal requirements of the state will be directly subsidized. So we're talking the beast system. Okay, one world government, one world religion, one world money, and so on and so forth, right? So if the church is not in line with that, then the church will cease to exist. Okay, it says now they're gonna go down to race. They said once elected, we will immediately enact decisive measures to the end of establishing white racial homogeneity in these United States. You hear that? These United States. Okay. Firstly, the U.S. Armed Forces will be deployed within the United States to deal with non-white immigrants. Our revolution will not recognize the citizenship which has been granted these non-European immigrants as legally valid, nor will having been born in the United States give a non-white any special legal rights. Okay, so if you're not an Edomite, so you got these Jakes, all right, that they're allowed to come over, open borders and so on and so forth. All right, they're gonna be dealt with. Okay, Esau is saying that he's going to deal with them too. Okay, it says they be rounded up and interned in concentration camps until they can be shipped back to wherever they came from. It says this will be done in a manner that is just and avoids denigrating the immigrants as much as possible, but is nonetheless quick and decisive. Okay, let's read some more. Our African American population will have the option of repatriation to Africa or movement to a geographical area within the United States that is allocated to them. This transfer need not be immediate. It says the violent criminals within the black communities will be rounded up by the military, and this will give us time to peacefully relocate the blacks, hopefully with the cooperation of black leaders. So expect to see a lot of Jakes, being set up, all right, to come out here and influence Jake to go along with the plan. Okay, it says financial assistance will be provided to the blacks, though not indefinitely. It says blacks will not be permitted to possess firearms or deadly weapons of any kind until which point they are transferred to their own lands, as they have proven that peaceful existence is incompatible with their genetic nature. And you see that's Esau right there. Okay, always projecting. That's his nationality. That's what he does. All right, the son of perdition, the man of sin. You can't live peacefully. You can't coexist peacefully with these devils, man. All right, you can't do that. That's why I tell you in the book of Job that they were driven away from among men. Okay, if they were creatures that you can live peacefully with, then why would they be driven forth from among men? It says, let's get some more. It says, let's see. Right. It says in the beginning, right, in the beginning stages of what? In the beginning stages when they start taking things down here in America, right, and we're inching closer to that. All right, Biden already said that there's a new world order out there. So it says what? In the beginning, it will be necessary to use military force in dealing with the problem of crime. When it has been, and crime is basically anything that you're going to say or do that goes against the narrative will be punishable and will be deemed as a crime. Okay, so what we do, teaching the word of the Lord and speaking the truth, going out the highways and byways, that's a high level crime right there. That's you're on the level of a terrorist at that point. So imagine what else is next, right? It says when it has been sufficiently contained, crime prevention and law enforcement duties will be returned to domestic law enforcement. As we recognize the present system of prisons as dehumanizing, violating natural law against cruel and unusual punishment. We will replace this system. So they're admitting, all right, that the current prison system that they have is entirely wicked. Okay, violating natural law, that's wicked. That's a sin. Okay, that is sins. All right. It says cruel and unusual punishment. And when you think about it, the people who make up the jail system is mostly so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Latinos, man. I mean, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, that's the majority of people that make up these jail cells, man. These prison cells, man. Okay, and they're admitting that this is what they do to them, dehumanizing things. All right, they violate the natural laws, you know, against cruel and unusual punishments. They do all those things, man. Okay, it says they will replace, they will replace this system with a system of concentration camps. All right, in which inmates, and these concentration camps, believe it or not, are already in existence. They're running. All they need is the people. Okay, it says in which inmates, while surely being denied certain amenities, will be given fair and humane treatment centering around a reasonable work schedule. These facilities will initially be administered by the military, with these duties later being turned over to a special organization designed for this purpose. All right, we're talking FEMA and so on and so forth, right? It says inmates will not simply be punished, but be corrected, shown the value of a hard day's work, and rewarded for fulfilling their duties. So we're talking those re-education camps. Okay, re-education camps, man. All right. It says, as the heart of our crime problems is the widespread use of drugs among a disparaged populace, there will be a swift removal of these drugs from the society. As it says, as at present, the drug trade exists under the blessing of certain levels of government. Cutting off the bulk of the importation of these narcotics from West Asia and South America should be easily achieved. Still, there will be some percentage of drugs smuggled in, and we may expect that methamphetamine will continue to be manufactured within our borders. We will deal with this by stiffening the penalties for the production, sale, and use of drugs. Anyone over the age of 25 caught manufacturing or distributing drugs will be executed. You hear that? So guess what? All you jakes out there, see, remember, Esau does not just do things. Remember how they said they're going to give out crack pipes? They legalized so-called marijuana in so many different states. Guess why do you think they did all these things, man? Esau is a devil like that. He's doing all these things to trap you and to ensnare you. Okay? It says anyone caught using drugs will be enrolled in a rehabilitation program, which in other words, FEMA camps. It says before being sentenced to a minimum of 1 year in a concentration camp. Okay, so if these devils were to get their way, these are kind of some of the plans that they have for the people of America, man. Okay, these are some of the plans that they have for the people of America. All right, and this is how they're going to shut the whole system down, man. Bringing in that so-called New World Order. All right, that's why Biden said what he said. Okay, that's why Biden said what he said, man. But this is a time like never before, and I'm gonna come back with another lesson. All right, going into biometrics. Okay, what kind of shit that these devils got planned, man? Hey, that MOTB, man, that we've been talking about is real. Okay, just like Biden said. All right, that the hunger and so on and so forth is real. Yeah, everything we've been saying, everything the scriptures say is real. But see, it's coming into the forefront, but people they're not picking up what these devils are putting down. Okay, but guess what? This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay, so when we read all these things that we read about in 2nd Ezra, okay, talking about these devils being like madmen sparing none, and so many other things that these devils plan to do to people. All right, when you really pay attention and you see what's really going on and you put the pieces together, you can see why the scriptures are written the way they're written. You know, that's why the scriptures are written the way they're written, and we're here to give warning, because the things that are about to come upon the face of the earth will be dire, and people wish they would have listened, okay, to better prepare themselves, all right, for what's coming. Okay, So I'm going to leave it off there, Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash, the water Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.